What's up, friends? Today I have a quick video to show you how to make instant, unique percussion loops just using drum rack and a sequencer. Ideally, what you'll want is a sequencer with some kind of randomizer capability. This will speed up the process. So I have a little groove right here. Let's just take a quick listen to it. Say I want to add some like background ear candy percussion elements to this groove. Ableton has a bunch of amazing drum racks just already there. So, if you go into drum racks, you have all these different kits. Like there's like probably over 100 kits here. So I've chosen this kit called Electrified. So, you can preview it, which is nice. And what I like to do is just preview it while it's playing with the track because it'll actually just play in time. So I kind of just did this. So I like, some of the sounds in that kit. I know I'm not going to necessarily use the pattern that the preview has, but that's why we have our sequencer. So I'm going to grab this sequencer, one of my favorite ones, and if you know me and you know my channel, you already know this one, and that is Razer. So I'm just going to do random, and let's just see what that sounds like. Okay, it sounds interesting. Let's just play it with the thing, with the beat. It's not bad, not bad. So what I'm gonna do is just open up a MIDI channel here and just record the MIDI coming in from Razer. Boom, it's just one bar. So I have the one bar. So now I can continue to randomize with Razer and just get different patterns and see which one I like, and then maybe stitch some together. A lot of times what I do find is that this is going to be a little probably too crowded, and I'll record the MIDI, drop it back into the channel, and then just start deleting notes and rearranging. But with this randomized process, it just kind of gets it going rather than you have to like type everything or insert everything individually, manually. So now I've increased the pattern to 32, so I'm gonna click random again. Let's see what this sounds like. Here's this, I'm gonna mute this ride here for a sec. There's also another ride that I just want to kind of lower just for a sec. That one. That's a nice groove right there. The rides I need to work in a little bit more intentionally, but I like that groove. So let me copy that MIDI. Boom, that's my 2 bars. Let's try one more random. Boom. That's got some nice elements too. So it's like, I like that kind of, the end of that phrase sounds nice. I was gonna try to mouth it, but I'm not even gonna try that. But the end of that phrase I like. So I can kind of stitch some of these together, maybe make a longer phrase here. So let me record that. Okay, we got that. And then let's just do one more for safe measure. Let's see what you got, Razer. Oof, that little last sounds crazy. All right, that's cool. So I'm gonna record that. Damn, that's cool. Let's make that 2 bars. And okay, so now I have 4 cool MIDI patterns that I can play around with and then stitch together to make a really nice groove and then edit. So I'm gonna bring all this MIDI into here, kind of listen through. I really like 2 through 4 the best. 1 probably sounded fine, but let me just go through 2 through 4. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, this last one's using some of these other instruments, like these, I don't know if they're bongos or some sort of darbuka or something, but it sounds cool. So, yeah, let's see if I can create a longer MIDI pattern here. I'm gonna take number 2 here. I'm gonna lower the shaker. It's really loud, especially right here. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Let's take that out. And then I'm gonna put in number 3 in the space I just created. And I'm gonna add my groove. Yeah, see, that's coming along. It's got some flow to it, and now what I want to do is duplicate this. We got an 8-bar pattern here, and take the end of one of these sounds sounded really nice. This one. Take this and drop it at the end right there. I'm actually just going to take this sound out from there. Alright, so now we have a pretty good phrase that just loops nicely, and from here I'll probably start just removing some elements and cleaning it up, because there's just a lot of drum hits in here and we can make this a bit more intentional. So I'm going to fold this down. I'm going to get rid of all these notes that aren't even hitting anything. That's just the sequencer kind of went above the range here. So let me refold it, get rid of that one. Okay. So there's some of these low frequency sounds. I'm gonna take that off for now. I'm just gonna mute them. Take the velocity down on some of these. This is something I muted, so I'm gonna take that out. Just gonna lower the velocity on that. What is this? It's also something I muted, so I'm gonna take that out, fold. So now it's getting a little cleaner. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna move that. Yeah, actually I'm gonna, just mute it there. What is this? I think that shaker sound is just, where is it? I think it's just a little too bright for me. I'm gonna put an EQ on that. I think that's what's tripping me up here. Yeah, much better. And then the last touches on this would probably be to just put a little bit of compression on here. So I'm gonna put like an API and do some parallel compression. So. Also just put a reverb just to set it a little bit farther back in the mix. So I'll use this Valhalla, maybe use the ambience preset, because that's kind of what I have going on some of the other drums here, but I'm going to increase this attack. So I just took the gain down, added a little bit of this reverb just to set it farther back in the mix, and it's just, you know, now it's not interrupting the main groove, and it's just adding enough ear candy and interest to create a nice like phrase of percussion. So yeah, it's a cool little technique. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like the video, check out some of my music, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.